Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olivia if you are new here. This channel is all about being a founder, building a brand. I started my brand with £500 and now we do over £10 million in revenue. So this is showing you all of the messy behind the scenes, the ups, the downs and everything in between. I really want to grow this channel and this week I thought I could do a little competition. If you subscribe to my channel and comment below, I'm going to pick 3 people to win £100 Dealeries vouchers. So yeah, if you enjoy my vlogs, enjoy watching me, enjoying the journey, please enter this competition because comments, subscribes really help me and make sure that I can keep making these videos. Morning. It is Monday. It's the first working day of the year. Back to scheduled programming. I've got a million bags to take to the office. I need to go do smash a leg day and then let the work begin. Welcome 2026.
Going down.
Guys, what is this? What is this? Like we never left. So whilst I'm getting back into work, I saw this really good quote. I know you probably have all started work by now, but just in case you haven't. It was a great analogy. If you are getting back into something after having like a period of break, I saw this quote on Instagram. I think it was actually Alice from Mile Off posted about it. She was like, if you took a break from running, you wouldn't then go back to running like a half marathon, 10 kilometers really fast. She was like, you would ease your way back into it. So that is what I'm gonna do today. I am gonna do a 5k easy run and just ease myself back into work because obviously we've had a lot of time off. I've obviously done a bit of work here and there, but this year my word for the year is calmness, and I'm gonna approach my Monday with a bit of calm. Just like that, we're back at my desk eating a callo. One thing that I'm going to really focus on this year, I was thinking about life and reflecting on things, and I think that we should treat our brains exactly like we should treat our bodies in terms of working out and getting stronger. And I truly believe that you can have that same effect on your mind as you would your body. So one thing I really want to focus on is doing meditation. I've just downloaded an app called Waking Up with Sam Harris, and I've done the first few meditations and it's honestly been amazing. And he talks about this idea of like when you get older, you basically think that you just are the way that you are because of all the stories that you've told yourself. But in fact, you can train your brain just as well as you can train your body. And that is how you should approach meditation and mindfulness. And it should be like an exercise, but for your brain. Look up in your laptop case. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Daily reminder that you can become whoever you want to be. That is what we're bringing into 2026. First wholesale meeting of the year. Okay, another week, another wholesale meeting. One thing I want to talk about at wholesale is that it takes way longer than people expect. Big retailers have a lot of systems, approvals, and people involved. So getting live can sometimes take months, not just weeks. Something people don't talk about enough is hidden costs. So there's lots of things like relabeling, returns, delivery fees, or even penalties if you miss a delivery window. So if you're going into wholesale, make sure you're prepared for the timeline and the cost, because it's not always about getting the yes, it's about being like operationally ready. I'm just applying for my China visa and I have to take a photo like this. I feel like the Chinese are very strict though, so you know I'm like trying to follow the guidelines. It's got a head position, no head tilting. So it got accepted, and I'm like, how do you not know that this photo is not edited?
AI.
I feel like that looks pretty good.
They'll definitely know if it's AI.
So I've come in here just because it's easier to vlog. I feel like I can't really vlog in the office because everyone's working and I would just be really embarrassed. But one thing I wanted to say, so you saw me taking pictures for Jack's and mine visas to go to China, and I just wanted to leave a little tip here. One of the best decisions that we made as a company was to make sure that we're going to visit our manufacturers every single year. The reason why it's so good is because you improve your relationship. So you start to treat them like a person versus like a supplier. That has been the biggest game changer for us. You have a duty of care to make sure that where your product is being made, that it is in proper working conditions, and you can only 100% honestly say that it is when you've seen it yourself or someone in your team has seen it. One thing that has always helped us when we go and see them is we try and do like a lot of sampling. So before we go, we will brief so many different designs, so many different styles, and then we'll give them live feedback in person when we're with them. That literally saves like 6 weeks of back and forth, changing little things. Definitely recommend doing that. One thing I also think has really helped me is that you really understand the manufacturing process. So when you now place a new order or a PO and say if it's late or if something has gone wrong, when you are in the factory and you literally can see it going from point A to point B, you're like, oh, I have such a clearer understanding of why that was delayed or the sample didn't come out right. And you get like a way clearer understanding of how your product is made, and that helps you make decisions. It helps you make sure that you're aligned as a team. Like there is just so much value in seeing that like manufacturing production process. Last thing I want to say about it is that it differentiates you as a brand. If you are making the effort to go and see them, even if they say that they won't, they definitely will put you in a different pedestal as someone else because you have made the effort to fly across the world and spend time with them and make that effort. And honestly, I cannot tell you how grateful they are that you go and see them, and just treat your suppliers like a human being, because that is exactly what they are, even if they live really far away. So yeah, we're going to China in March, and I'm so excited because it's one of my favourite trips. So I just uploaded my vlog for this week, and the one that I did last week for some reason just went mad, and I'm so happy. So let me show you. So it got 1.9 views, and that's the highest I've ever got, and I've also got 563 subscribers. Not gonna lie guys, I've actually found today quite difficult to get back into. Basic things that I would normally find really easy, I'm now finding a bit harder. So where I've had some time to like think and reflect about last year, I think at probably like the last quarter of the year, I was definitely a bit burnt out, and I felt like I was in like a hamster wheel that I wasn't really getting off. So when I was away, I did like a lot of like thinking and reflecting, and just don't want that to happen again, and be a bit more like intentional about like my mental health and the business, and like approach life with like a little bit of calmness. So I was feeling a little bit anxious today about getting back into work. And it's funny that when you go away for Christmas, you think all your problems are just going to stay in 2025, but all of the problems definitely come into 2026. But one thing I've just done is basically just journaled how I was thinking and feeling, and I was starting to feel like all the anxiety that I was feeling in December last year, I was just starting to like feel it again when things are like going wrong today. So one thing that I want to do is just keep journaling when I'm feeling like this, because it like brings me back into the present moment and like almost like detaches you from the thoughts that you're having. And just journaled for like 5 minutes and I feel way better. So yeah, another little tip. God, I'm just full of tips today.
There we go. Matt lives, and Liv hosts me all the time, so instead of getting flowers, I've got her olive oil, and I was going to make a video about how we should get olive oil instead of flowers, but you were saying your nan read it in the Times.
She read it in the article. Apparently, if people don't drink, a nice thing to get them is a bottle of olive oil.
Love.
Yeah. Soph's here. She's just explained to you what she got me, so I don't even need to do it. Good morning, vlog. Happy Tuesday to those who celebrate. So last night, So stayed with us. And do you know those kind of people that just like you have energy drainers and energy givers? And she is someone who is such an energy giver, and she genuinely makes you believe that you can like achieve anything you want to. And I am taking her little slice of magic and I'm gonna try and implement it into every day, because I feel like she's got a great aura and a great energy. So she has just launched a book called Anti-Inflammatory Living or Anti-Inflammatory Reset, which I was started reading, and it's so interesting about how like food can cause inflammation in your body and it leads to like so many different side effects and symptoms. So I'm gonna give the Anti-Inflammatory Reset a little go, see if it makes me feel better. We are back with the weekly trade and the weekly vlog.
Lost you.
Bet you all missed me.
Liz?
I had a lovely holiday in Cape Town.
And what was the best part about it?
The elephants.
The elephant.
It looked amazing.
I like the elephants. Right, I now have 2 interviews I need to prep for. I'm going to get my steps in whilst I'm doing it. It's tax return time. We've got our tax return session with Colton. Come on, Jack. Yeah, I just feel like YouTube has just allowed me to be me. And what I've also realised is that like I feel like I'm helping more people on YouTube than I ever have on Instagram. Instagram is such like 10 seconds of like an entire day, whereas like YouTube you have like a lot longer to be creatively free. So yeah. What's next? I would say that we are entering like a new product category this year, which I'm really excited about. It's still like within jewelry, but it's like feels we want to be like the industry leaders of moments and memories, and obviously because everything that the story like resonates with people. So we're really leaning into a beautiful new category, which I'm really excited about. I feel like our customer is really craving to see us in person. So I would love to do like a physical pop-up or something like that in 2026. Okay, I now have my prep call with the Times because I'm doing a podcast with them on Thursday. So I think it's just to run through like ideas about what we're going to talk about. I'm doing the podcast with another entrepreneur called Louise Hill, who set up Go Henry, which is the cards for kids. I think it's really cool. So I'm excited to meet her and do it with her. Yeah, I think when I was looking at your questions, I thought they were like nice and well-rounded. I guess as well, like it's just one point that I'll probably get across is like, obviously I set up the business 5 years ago. That landscape is very different now. I think there's a lot of new challenges if you were setting up a business this day and age as there was 5 years ago. I think timing for business is everything. I always say you need to have like a little bit of magic and a lot of good timing. I'm conscious that I don't want it to be a depressing conversation in terms of like the economic climate, because I feel like the UK is not in its best place that it would be, but I do want to make sure that it's like a positive conversation, that obviously you can still succeed anywhere under any conditions. So I would say obviously 2021 was post lockdown, so it was, the economy was booming, whereas I feel like this current climate is a lot more challenging. The market is a lot challenging. Costs are going up. It feels like you're getting almost hit from all angles. Like the government are getting you, and then you've got another tax, and then it's all costs are rising, like shipping costs are rising, import if you're trying to export. So there's a lot more complexities to starting a business now than there was 5 years ago. But that doesn't mean that it's not possible. Obviously it is. But I do think that you have to be very clever as a founder in terms of how to make sure that your costs are not rising too much and making sure that you're still able to like feed your current consumer. The main overarching theme for me would be about like resilience and basically proving to yourself that you can do anything if you just put your mind to it. Hello. Oh my god, that's amazing. But you know that we just launched the new bridal collection. I didn't know whether we could do some specific ads around that. And yes, another ads meeting. So something that I've learned with ads is that it's never about one winning creative, and you can get caught up in trying to find that one winner. It's about building a system where you're always testing new hooks and learning from that data. So we've just launched bridal and it's performing really well on ads. So in this meeting, we are trying to figure out how to support that, making sure we have enough content, because it's always about keeping that flywheel moving. Are you ready for our product meeting?
So there was a few extra charms that have arrived. What page are you on? I'm on page 22.
I love this doc.
What I'll do is anything that's a bit confusing on here, I'll separate those into pendants so we know. I actually think these have come out well.
Yeah, they're cute. We can get really cool still life with all this.
Yeah. Isn't it so cute?
Still alright. That's really cute.
I think that, like, imagine it layering like this, like, oh, how gorgeous.
Ooh.
Does that one? Yeah, that one does. I bet the small one won't.
No, this is so cool.
Straight veil will make it sit right.
I'm literally forever getting ready at my desk.
Yeah, you are. Where are you going?
Rochelle
yeah,
Hughes
of course.
podcast. Hello. So I've just got ready and now I am off to Rochelle Hughes live podcast, which I'm so looking forward to because I've never really been to anything like this before. So I'm intrigued about what it's going to be like. Tuesday's always full of meetings, so my brain gets a little bit fried, but I actually feel okay today. Feel good. Feel like I'm really getting back into work, which is nice. Really enjoyed this interviews. Makes me really start to think about things. I always love having good thought-provoking conversations. So yeah, it's been a good day. Right, I feel like, oh my god, it's already going. Oh my god. There you go. This is so funny. There we go. Want me to hold it? No, we got it. It's chaos. There it is. Oh, amazing. Thank you.
I think this is quite interesting because at the time did it look like failure, but now proves kind of essential.
Even when something's gone really, really well, I don't allow myself too much to just self-soothe and go, okay, that was good enough.
We always feel like if we're helping someone and we're doing something to change their lives, then I feel like I've done something right.
So I feel like you almost have to back yourself and take the risk, and that's how you know you're probably doing something right. And if you don't obviously succeed in it, you'll learn and you fall down and you get back up again, don't you?
To focus on solely creative, but you're always going to care about all the little things that you're not necessarily managing anymore.
Olivia, I listened to Olivia Long's podcast and she inspired me to start my business. Yes, let's go for that.
Yes, love that for the Welsh lady. She said one of the things was, I basically said if I just googled it and I was just figuring it all out on my own, and that is what I love that. Woo, this makes me think today by day. Hi gang, happy Wednesday. I'm just going to the dentist and then I'm going to run home because I need to do 10k. So I'm going to take you on my phone instead. New aligners are fitted. I'm just doing my 10k. How gorgeous is this? I feel like always running around Wimbledon, so it feels so nice to actually run along the river and beautiful weather, and it's flat. Guys, I just fell over. Oh, I think I'm okay. Literally was just soaking up the gorgeous scenery and flying and really hit my knee. Took a few deep breaths. I think I'm okay. Good morning, gang. It is Thursday and I didn't record yesterday because I was a bit all over the place. I was here, there and everywhere doing work all in between. It was just a bit chaotic. Today I am just about to go to the gym and then I have got a podcast with the Times, which should be fun, so I'll take you along with me. And then this evening me and Jack are actually going to Dubai and we're going to be working from there for 2 weeks. January is always a really quiet period for us. I think lots of people have a negative negative perception of January because they're like, I just want January to be over. But for me, I actually really enjoy January because it's like a big reset. You basically get to plan the year, figure out, like, you have actual time to think and reset and figure out what you want for the business and what you want for yourself. And that's what we're doing, and we wanted to do that in Dubai to get some sun. We have been talking about working from Dubai literally since we started the business, so we are finally doing it. So going there tonight, yeah, another great day. My YouTube is finally picking up some steam and it makes me so happy.
Is such a big skill. Like if you can just post it on Instagram, post it on Threads, post it on
Okay, look at my knees. So, as I mentioned earlier, I am on a podcast today for The Times, which is so exciting. And when I'm prepping for podcasts, like, I don't actually like to do a huge amount of prep because I think that it's good just to like have conversation, like just freeball it basically with like what's real life and what's happening to me right now. But one thing that I've noticed lately is that everyone keeps saying that we live in an attention economy. And I actually don't believe that. I think that we live in an information economy with a retention problem. People aren't starved of content. There is content coming out of everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, newsletters, books, threads. And the real failure isn't consumption. I would say that it's what happens after consumption. So I was thinking about like how we can use this to our advantage. And I think what we need to be careful of is consume, but then not actually do anything after that consumption. So one thing that I've really been trying to do is if there's like a podcast I like, a newsletter I like, or if there is an idea that really like lights a fire in me, I am making sure that I'm utilizing that consumption and turning it into a thought or idea or something that I can say on a podcast or create some content around it. And it has been a game changer for me. And I basically was asking Chatty to turn it into a framework because I sometimes could do better at my like clarity of thought. And when we were doing the Q&A, I felt like I was just rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed that, but I did feel like I was like, what am I actually saying at this point? So it's something that I'm working on this year, that I want to be able to like have a thought, have clarity on it, and then be able to teach someone about it. So Chatty has come up with a really great framework for my idea. I basically just spieled into it. It's called consume, capture, convert, and compound. So consume is your input. So information is everywhere. This isn't an issue. The mistake is passive consumption. So scrolling, listening, nodding along, and then forgetting about that idea. Then you have capture. So this is retention. If this isn't captured, it disappears. So that's what I was doing. I was consuming all of this content and I was like, that's a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea. The next day I would completely forget about it. So this is writing one sentence after a podcast, one sentence after a newsletter, and it could be like a quote, adding why it mattered, noting that idea that made you pause. Retention starts with intentional capture, not memory. Then you have convert. This is where most people fall off. Ask, what does this change what I do? So I think like people don't realize if you are just consuming and you like an idea and then you don't use it to impact your life, it is totally pointless. So asking yourself, what does this change? What decision does this influence? What brief does this challenge? Information only becomes valuable when it changes behavior. Then you have compound. When you apply ideas consistently, they stack to better decisions, clearer thinking, and faster process. Compounding doesn't come from more information. It comes from repeated use of a fewer ideas. So just to be clear, consume, capture, convert, and compound, and you will upskill your level of thinking. And on that note, I was just listening to a podcast in the gym, was incredible. I've created a project on ChatGPT and it's called Podcasts, and I'm going to transcript that into it, and then I'm going to learn or like think about some of the frameworks that it was talking about, and then hopefully if the conversation goes there today, I can then bring it up in my podcast. I've just been doing loads of research on the train because lots of people ask me about like how I'm so resilient, and I feel like I know that it was going to come up in the podcast. And I was reading about Viktor Frankl, who was a survivor of the Holocaust, and what he was saying was literally so relevant and incredible. And he was basically saying that we are able to endure pain and suffering if we have a why and if we have a reason and significance to get up in the morning. And I felt like it was really speaking to me and like true to me and my story. I feel like I'm butchering it and I need to do a bit more research on it to actually really learn the crux of it, but it was a very good, interesting read. God, this weather is horrendous. Get me to Dubai. It just makes everything so much harder. My hair, luckily they've got hair and makeup, thank God, because I look like I've been in a drowned rat situation.
That's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Like we're going to talk about, so you wrote about like the journeys, how you got started, where the inspiration came from. Obviously we'll talk about your mum in passing as part of the inspiration for the business, and also just how you've, what we've talked about before in terms of kind of grief.
It's a bit creased. Nothing I can do now.
We're going to take a quick photo, they'll be like literally under a minute.
And then I'm going to ask you to do the same. What do we need to do? Let's stand close to each other.
Yes, like we like each other.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
That was so fun. I couldn't really record because it was kind of like a very official thing and I had to like not have my phone on me, but the podcast comes out tonight, so I will link it in this video. Ooh. That is the energy we need going to the airport. We have packed. We've got a friend staying in our flat whilst we're away, so it's all nice and safe. I'm excited for the next 2 weeks. Dreams can come true. Look at me and let's see. You know you gotta have them. See you on the other side. Little new apartment for 2 weeks. Oh, gorgeous view. Home away from home. Lovely bedroom, washing, bathroom. Very nice. Our new version of Wimbledon common.
Yeah.
Oh, salad, thank you.
Enjoy your meal.
Little vlog ski.
Going for din-dins. Oh my God, this is our new Dubai lift.
It is.
We love a
Bit
lift.
bigger.
We love a lift on the vlog. We are going to Baccarat.
Bar and Jack.
Bar and Jack. That looks amazing.
With the lemon on top, and this green chili is spicy on the top of the onion.
Oh, okay. That's it. Today. So here I am on my run, running on Cut Beach. I've got 19k today. It's been pretty fruity, but I'm 14k in, so I've got 5 left. Guys, just checking in. Realised I haven't really vlogged today, but we went to the mall and then I got my nails done. And then she was like, do you want your eyebrows done? And I was like, yeah. So she's done a gorgeous job with my eyebrows. They're quite dark, but she said tomorrow they'll be fine. And she also did my lip. I've never thought I need to do my lip, but now I've realised I think I always need to do my lip. And I'm gonna have something to eat. I'm gonna do some work and then we're going for dinner with our friends. But look at my current view. How lovely is we get that sunset every single day. I have this really weird thing about sunsets. I absolutely love them because they happen every day and they just make me feel like so irrelevant, but in like the nicest way. I just feel like if the sun's setting and it's beautiful, it just makes you realise that like you're just this tiny little speck in this giant world. So, because we're here nearly like 2 weeks, next weekend we've booked into like our favourite hotel. And I said to Jack, I want to set some goals for next week. I want to like really lock in next week and get some like incredible core things done for the year. Because I feel like I have a lot of like thinking space. So I'm gonna set some Dubai goals. Number one is I really want to nail a mini like personal brand strategy. So I was watching Grace's vlog and she was saying about like what is the purpose of your content, like what do you stand for, and that will help you with like creating content and achieving your goals. So I really just want to get clear on like what content do I want to create and who am I speaking to basically with that content. The next goal, we have a big photo shoot, so I want to finish the full plan for that for all of our new product, which that's a big goal, but fingers crossed I'll be able to do it. And then we want to host a mastermind and I want to do all the planning for that. I said about it on my story ages ago about doing like basically a small business mastermind and to raise money for charity, and I've had a few messages. I think I just got carried away with myself and I thought we'd be able to do it with the jam, but I don't think I am. So I'm going to do it in Feb. So I want to plan that and get that like ball rolling, because I think that would be a really cool thing to do whilst I'm out here. Oh, weekly trade needs a revamp. Basically, we didn't have a clear structure with trades, and then I read Traction, EOS system, and basically set up the weekly trade and how we do it. But now that we've done it for like a quarter and a half, I think it's like a really nice time to review what's working, what's not working, and then put that strategy going forward. I think one thing about January that everyone always says that they don't enjoy January, for me, I find that you have like a lot of thinking space, so like how you want the rest of the year to go. So I actually really enjoy January because it means I just feel like I lay the foundations for the year. I mean, they're 4 huge tasks, so hopefully in a week's time or the end of Friday, I'll be telling you that I've done them all. Like one thing I've learned when I'm trying, like I always have like the longest to-do list ever, and when I have like big tasks like this, I never know how to tackle them. So what I'm going to do now is break these down into to-dos. So what do I need to do in order to achieve the photo shoot planning? So then I know when, instead of just writing photo shoot planning, for me that's too vague, I need to be like build the slide deck, put the new product in, see what the poses are like. So I think it's like breaking down your bigger goals into tiny little to-dos, and then that is how you will get it done. So I'm planning all of this for next week, and I always think it's nice to do this on a weekend. Not saying that you have to work on a weekend, but I think the weekend gives you a lot more clarity of thought, and I think where you have that like a little bit of brain space, a bit of breathing space, you can then think clearly about what you're doing on next week. Like if you'll try to do this on a Tuesday and you've got 3 meetings and 10 to-dos and those people messaging you, it's a lot harder. So I always like to do it on a weekend because I feel like it gives me a really clear thinking space.
It's me, yeah, you got me begging, yeah.
Do you like Jack's new top, everyone? Ooh. Got it today whilst I was getting my nails done. This is our new lift.
Spent more time on her than Harry and Charlie. I'll just do something like I'm just going to reframe it, I can't touch it. You just said.
Good morning, happy Sunday, best day of the week. We're going for our favourite little coffee, then I'm going to go meet Alice. We're here with, whoa, what? It's got, there you go. And I've got my little matcha, and what have you got, Alice?
I've got an acai smoothie.
It looks delightful.
Well deserved after a 45-minute cycle.
Yeah, we've got a little electric Lime bike. Well, a Dubai version of a Lime bike. It wasn't actually a Lime. Maybe that'll be a Lime, yeah. And then we are in Surf House in Dubai. We're going to have a lovely little breakfast and talk about all things business. Hello. I just want to wrap this vlog here. Remember we said I've got all those goals that I want to achieve whilst I'm in Dubai. So what I've now done is map them out hour by hour in my calendar. I've done it until half of the day Wednesday because I like to leave days free in case I don't get any of it done. Not any of it, obviously I'll get some of it done. So that's sort of what it looks like so far. And I even put like my workouts in there as well. This keeps me on track and make sure that I can allow enough time to do all of these things. Anyway, it's Sunday. That means it is the end of the vlog and end of week was. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. It means the world to me. I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Look at this sunrise. That Kyoto sign is kind of killing it for me.